Hey everyone, how's it going? Geek here, and today I have another awesome weekly update video for you guys. In today's video, we'll be covering what my plans are for the quality control for the Flash game. This is something I touched on last episode. I want to expand on it a bit more this week. We'll also be covering some concepts I've been working on for the superhero project and announcing a fun community event for everyone to get involved with. Before we get started, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe down below. It seriously helps out the channel and keeps me coming back to bring you guys more awesome content. As always, check out the time codes in the video description if you want to jump around. Alright, let's get into it. Starting off, let's talk about the quality control for Beta 2. It's no secret that the CW Flash fan game is the biggest project I've ever worked on. A massive open world game with tons of playable characters and planned side missions is a ton of work for a single developer. So, as much as I'd love to say it is, my work is far from perfect. I'm only humanoid and I make mistakes. With a game this size, I'm bound to miss something while working on level design or whatever, and errors can fall through the cracks. That's why, last week, I said I wanted to use my Patreon members as quality control and let them loose in the test build of my game to explore and make sure everything looks good. So the plan is to divide the city into 3 sections: the residential area, the business area, and the downtown area, and let the Patreon members tackle each one separately. This coming week, we'll be looking at the business area. Once my Patreon members report back any issues they find, I can make adjustments and then open a second area of the game for testing, and then eventually the third. I want to do this in sections so I don't get overwhelmed. I can adequately focus on each area of the city rather than doing it all at once and accidentally missing some things when I try to make corrections. So, to all my Patreon members, I'll be making a post on my Patreon within the next week, probably around Wednesday, with a download link for the test build of the game. It won't have any major features or anything like that, just a handy reset button to restart the demo in case you get stuck running around somehow. You'll open it up, be dropped into the center of the business area of the city, and be free from there to do whatever you want. Like I said last time, just run at things, over things, around things, and look for buildings or assets that aren't where they're supposed to be. Like stuff sticking out of the roads not connecting properly, objects clipping through each other, and stuff like that. After about a week, you'll send any feedback you have, I'll make corrections to the issues you find, and then we can move on to the next area of the city after that. I really appreciate the Patreon team for helping out with this. I really want Central City to be as good as I can make it, and I'll likely be using you guys in the same way for every other playable location as we move forward in development. So expect to be testing out Gotham City, Gorilla City, Earth 2 Central City, and whatever other cities get thrown in over time. Okay. Moving forward, let's talk about some concepts for the superhero project so I can get some feedback on it before I start working on implementing anything. This won't have anything to do with the game's story. I've already said I wanted to avoid spoiling anything about the plot of the game. This is just about gameplay mechanics. You guys can let me know if any of these ideas sound interesting at all, and whether or not you'd be interested in playing with them in the game. Starting off, let's talk about customization options for your character. Right now, there are 5 different types of heroes that you can be: Speedster, Alien, Mutant, Super Soldier, or Vigilante. Each type of character has a variety of unique abilities that are associated with that specific style of hero. Speedsters can run up walls, manipulate time, give physics the middle finger. Aliens can be expected to do literally anything since they aren't limited in the same way that humans are. Mutants can have a wider variety of abilities, but are usually based off something in the natural world. The point is, these characters have some amazing powers. The problem I was facing was how to properly implement those powers. If I gave each character type access to every potential ability, some characters would be extremely overpowered compared to others. Mutants usually only have one ability, and it's whatever they're born with, while speedsters or aliens could literally be gods in comparison if given full access to their potential abilities. Don't even get me started on comparing them to vigilantes either. Another issue I had with the abilities was the uniqueness of the characters. The game is planned to have online multiplayer, meaning you're going to run into other players using the same character type as you. It's hard to stand out as whatever hero you are when every other player can do the exact same things that you can do. It kind of takes away from you being your own unique character. So, to resolve these issues, I planned out several additional customization options for each character type. Speedsters will have to choose a subclass defining what the focus of their abilities is. Mutants will pick a general category and will have several powers derived from whatever they choose. Aliens will get a list of abilities and will choose 4 abilities in total to have. Super soldiers will pick their specific training to determine what proficiencies they have, and finally vigilantes will have to choose their origin stories to pick what they will use to fight crime. The idea is to offer enough of a variety in character customization to reduce the amount of duplicate heroes as much as possible when playing online. Moving past abilities, let's talk about your arch enemy in the game. At first, I planned on having it be the classic friend turned enemy story like we've seen countless times before. The problem is, we've seen it countless times before. I also thought about having your villain in the game be the opposite of your character, that classic reverse of the hero angle. I thought it'd be a cool obstacle for your hero to overcome, having to essentially overcome an evil version of themselves to be a better hero in the end. I realize though that we've seen a lot of that too. Marvel is especially guilty of this, with their movies always ending with the hero fighting a person with the exact same abilities as them. Now, obviously the game needs a villain. The problem was that I couldn't think of a villain to give that would appropriately fit the story of the game. If I went with the opposite of the hero gimmick, some people might hate it. If I went with the friend turned villain gimmick, people might hate that too. So I decided to design several villains based on the 5 character types, and you as the player will get to choose your archenemy. If you want to fight a villain that has your abilities, you can. If not, choose a different one. If you want the friend turn enemy routine, you can choose that too. If not, don't choose it. I figure I'd give people the options so that way everyone's happy. Okay, before we wrap up the video, I have a special announcement. My buddy and Discord moderator, Billionaire, came up with an awesome community engagement idea for the server. We're going to have a Gamer Geek Community Development Challenge. Anyone can participate. You design a game, develop it as best you can, and share it with the community. Once the submissions are in, everyone can play each other's games and promote their own work. Eventually the mod team and myself will sort through all the submissions, and I'll make a video featuring the top 10, and you guys as a community can vote on a winner. For those interested, here are the rules for the contest. 1. You'll have 1 month to make your game. 2. Original concepts only, no existing IPs allowed. 3. Nothing offensive, not safe for work, or anything that would violate the community rules in any way. 4. You must follow the theme of the challenge. Not too hard, right? Only 4 rules. I'm sure someone will find a way to break them, but we'll deal with that when we get there. The theme for the challenge is, of course, superheroes. Have fun, guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and comment down below. Also, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and consider subscribing to the Patreon. It seriously helps support the channel. You can even become an NPC in the Flash game. Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next one.